This is yet the most controversial video I have ever made. But we have to understand history if we want to fast forward to the future. For thousands of years, the Jewish people have been at the center of religious, political, and cultural conflicts. Why? Because they didn't fit the narrative of the ruling powers around them. Unlike the polytheistic Romans who worshipped many gods, Jews believed in only one God, an idea so radical that it made them outsiders, time and time again. And history shows what happens to outsiders. They get persecuted. The Romans saw Jewish refusal to worship their gods and emperors as defiance. This led to brutal crackdowns, including the destruction of the Second Temple in 70 CE and the Bar Kokhba revolt, which resulted in Jews being expelled from Jerusalem. But this wasn't the last time Jewish self-determination was crushed. Russia, Nazi Germany, and countless empires throughout history tried to erase them. And the persecution wasn't just cultural, it was economic and political. In medieval Europe, Jews were banned from owning land and forced into moneylending, making them targets of resentment. In 1492, Spain expelled its Jewish population, despite their deep roots in Iberian society. The Russian Empire's pogroms, 1881-1920s, killed thousands and forced mass migration. Even after the Holocaust, Stalin planned another purge, known as the Doctor's Plot. Every era, the same cycle: expulsion, scapegoating, survival. Why? And yet, Judaism didn't just survive, it gave birth to two of the world's biggest religions, Christianity and Islam. Jesus himself was Jewish, and Islam recognizes Jewish prophets like Moses and Abraham. But here's the question no one asks. Was the Torah more than just a religious book? Think about it. The Torah wasn't just a spiritual guide, it was a political and social manifesto. It established laws, governance, and a vision of a promised land. It was a roadmap for Jewish survival in a world that constantly sought to erase them. Some might even say it was an early form of nationalism, designed to ensure self-determination. But history has a pattern. Every time the Jews sought autonomy, they were met with opposition. The Havre Agreement of 1933 is proof of that. Before the Holocaust, Hitler actually allowed thousands of Jews to leave Germany for Palestine. Why? Was it a convenient way to remove them? Or was it part of a larger strategy? And let's not forget Russia, where Jews faced pogroms, mass killings, and relentless persecution. The numbers are staggering, but they're rarely talked about. Why does history repeat itself when it comes to the Jewish people? Are they constantly being targeted because they refuse to assimilate, because they fight for self-determination, or because their existence challenges the dominant powers of every era? This is the uncomfortable truth about history. But if we don't ask these questions, we'll never understand the future. But here's where things get even more complicated: Zionism. Today, many people confuse Zionism with Judaism, but they are not the same thing. Judaism is a religion, a belief system that has existed for thousands of years. Zionism, on the other hand, is a modern political movement that emerged in the late 19th century with one goal: the establishment of a Jewish homeland. Zionism was born out of necessity. After centuries of exile, persecution, and genocide, the idea of a Jewish state became a survival strategy. But here's the controversy. Not all Jews are Zionists, and not all Zionists are Jews. Many religious Jews opposed Zionism in its early days, believing that only God, not politics, should restore the Jewish people to their land. And yet, today, the two terms are often used interchangeably, fueling confusion, division, and endless political battles. So, we end with this question. Has the struggle of the Jewish people been hijacked by political agendas? And if so, who truly benefits from the never-ending conflict over their existence?